Okay, so I got into a situation which is probably very familiar to many parents out there. I made a commitment to my son. I will help him with his studies, but I seriously got into trouble there. So the deal was that he will prepare a chapter for a week, and then I will test him out on Monday by preparing a test paper made up of like 8 to 10 questions from the past 10 years question papers. Now, last week he had chosen vectors and he was preparing pretty diligently, but I slacked out. I thought I'll get it done on Sunday, but Sunday came and went, and I had wasted my time. And then Monday morning, I was in full panic mode. I had very few hours. I had to come up with a question paper that works. So, a couple of problems there. I needed to find a set of questions, question papers, and then also the bigger problem was like, how do I know which question belongs to vectors? It's been so many years, and frankly, it's all pretty difficult, right, to figure things out there. So now, first problem was pretty straightforward. Getting question papers is not that difficult. I could get that online. I downloaded a bunch of them, figured out all the questions. Now came the second thing. What do I do? How do I figure out which question belongs to vectors? And I thought the only thing which can help me was ChatGPT. So that's what I did. Went to ChatGPT, used some of my prompt engineering skills, and then came up with a prompt. And now I've got a way to actually come up with question paper today. And what I wanted to do in this video was share that with you. Actually take you through the process of how I came up with that prompt, how it works, and then we can also look at how we can actually take this forward, right? Maybe we can come up with a product together, right? Maybe we can create something which will help every parent out there. So that's what we'll do. Let's start with this first in the series. In this we'll look at the prompt engineering part of it, and then I'll share with you the journey of how we can actually create something, some sort of a product which I'll share with everybody. So let's get started. Okay, so first part of the problem, as in any typical AI application, is to collect the data, format it, and make it usable, right? And that's what is happening here. So what is the input data for me are all the questions, right? So I need to go and collect them. Here it's pretty straightforward. I just went to the NIOS on a website and I got a bunch of question papers, and now I downloaded them. This is just for the past year, but I can get for every many years. And each of the question paper basically is a PDF with question and answer, right? So this is my input. I got that. Now I need to now figure out how to make use of ChatGPT to actually understand what I want, right? What I wanted to do, I wanted to go through questions, go through a question and understand which chapter it belongs to. Now, a couple of things here, right? How does ChatGPT knows if I give it a question, it will definitely know that it belongs to vector. But I want it to tell it exactly the name which NIOS is using in this case, right? The chapter name that NIOS is using, and from a particular module, right? So I want it to be restricted in its answer, right? So I need to formulate this prompt now, right? That's the next thing. So typically what I do is, instead of directly going to ChatGPT and trying to play there, I use some other tool like Sublime Text to put my thoughts out there, think it through, come up with a prompt there, right, which has all those inputs. And from my perspective, what is needed is like you start with what is it that you want, right? What is the larger problem to be solved is the first thing that you can mention. Then you give the input data, right? Then you also describe in the end how it should respond back. What is the format in which ChatGPT should respond back? And so that's what I'm doing here. So I opened up my Sublime Text and I've just started off with like, I want to classify questions from a maths question paper into the chapter from the syllabus that it belongs to, right? So I'm very clear that you need to classify it into the chapters as per a syllabus, or a specific syllabus. Now, what syllabus? The syllabus, I need to pass it on, right? The syllabus is given as below. So all that I want to do here is like give the chapter names. And I don't have to feed in the knowledge about like question belongs to which chapter. It knows that much of knowledge the base model has. So I don't have to teach it about that. What I need to do is like to classify it as per my labels, right? That is what I'm trying to do here. So I have given inputs here. the module names. And what I did was I'm passing all the module names and chapter names as input. And I just described the format here. It's a good practice to do that so that it's very clear that this is the input data that we are referring to. And then in the end, I'm coming to how I want it to respond, right? I'm saying that classify the below questions and present the response in the format question number, module name, and chapter name, right? So I want it in that format. Like I can pass in a bunch of questions and I want it to give me an answer for each of the questions, right? And these are the initial set of questions which I have copied from the question papers, and I just want to test it out on that, right? So what I'll do is I'll just copy this, go to ChatGPT. I'm using ChatGPT 3.5 now. So this also works. Ideally, GPT-4 is available now, and it probably will work even better. So let's try this out. And I'm giving it the input. So it's actually describing what it is doing, the thought process behind it. It is taking each of them and says, so it has already started giving, like it is classifying the first question into module name algebra and chapter name matrices. And then second one, it has done for calculus and limits and continuity. And so now this is the final output it is given, right? The question one, response is algebra 2 and matrices, right? This is the format that I wanted it. And it has done for both of them, right? So now this kind of solves my problem now, because I obviously need to, in this case, put in a bunch of questions, and hopefully I'll come across the vector questions. I just need 8 of them today, and I should be able to get it done. But obviously this is not ideal. I need to automate this further, and that's what I will do, right? I'll try and make it as some sort of a product which can easily tell me. I should just be able to click the question, click the chapter that I want, and it should just give me all the questions from that. That's where I want to come to. So this is the first part of it. I hope you got the prompting part of it, right? This is the kind of prompt that I've created. Now I need to productize this, and that's what we will do together. I hope you will find it very informative, very helpful. So stay with me, and we'll work on this and create the product. So I hope you found that useful and interesting, and I hope it gives you some idea about what prompt engineering is all about. And like I said, I'll try and build it further. We'll try and productize it. I'll share my journey with you. I'll create videos and share it with you, and hopefully it will give you an idea about what it takes to create a generative AI kind of a product. And I invite you to join with me, and maybe you can put in the comments, and if you've got some ideas, feel free to share it, and we can do this together. So look forward to connecting with you.